Woorzoeken maar Duncan Malcolm Michelle in kade. Big to go doing green monkey do them. Just want to tell you a little bit about me. As you all know, I've lived here all my life. I've grown up with most of you. And we've lived and played and planned and grieved together, as well as celebrated together. I've worked in Pakistan National Park for 36 years. That's given me good management skills and a good understanding of how things work in the workplace. When you're a manager, you have to look after everyone. You have to look after everyone's safety and their well-being as well. I've lived and worked here all these years. 2 years that I went to college was the only time I ever left this community, really. I went to college in Sir Sanford Fleming, 2 years in Fish and Wildlife Technician course. Did well there. I wanted to go back and take biology and forestry as well. I had to come home to pay bills. I've also worked in the forest industry and the mining industry, and that's given me a good understanding of the challenges First Nation people face in an industrial setting. And now we're working in that workforce. I've also had 24 years as a councillor and 8 years as chief. So 32 years in the political scene in Beektagang. I know our system, I know our issues, I know our problems. And I know how to fix them. I have those skills. There's 3 areas we need to focus on in Beektagang. In education, ECDEB, because we need that OSR. And we need good educated kids to work in our workforce, but we also need an economic development a program so that we create those jobs for those kids. And we need that own source revenue, basically because the federal government underfunds us, deliberately underfunds us. So we need that own source revenue to offset any shortfalls that are there because of the underfunding of the federal government. We also need to focus on the land claim. And I have the skills and the knowledge, vast variety of skills and knowledge that's needed to work on the land claim. I know our land, I know our history, I know our people. Bonjour everybody, back again. I'd like to now talk a little bit about succession planning. Should you decide to choose me as your chief again for the next 4 years, those next 4 years will be my last term. I don't plan on running for chief again in 2025. That will be my last term. During that 4 years, I'll mentor council and try to train them in any way I can. If anybody shows interest and wants to run for chief in 2025, I will help them. But you need that experience in council. In order to run for chief and do the chief job, you need to have that experience in council. You can't come in here without that experience and expect to do a good job and understand what the issues and the problems are. So I will mentor them and take them around to meet all North Superior chiefs, the Anishinaabe Nation meetings and chiefs, the chiefs of Ontario, and also at the Assembly First Nation. And I'll continue to take the Grade 12 youth to those meetings as well, as I've done in the past. Ocean, Francis, Hunter, Laura, Mackenzie, you know what I'm talking about. It's an awesome experience, really. And you learn a great deal about the chiefs across Canada and what the issues are. I remember we were in Ottawa and I had taken Laura and Mackenzie and Kyra Lee, and we were in a meeting for Minister Hadou's inauguration when she first became minister, and she invited us into her inauguration. And myself and Mackenzie and Laura and Kyra Lee were standing around a little stand-up table eating our snacks. And Minister Hadou came over and talked to us. And as she was talking, Mackenzie looked over to her and says, "I like you." And Minister Hadou said, "Well, I like you too." It was an interesting moment. And I think those kids all enjoyed that. So we need to take and mentor and teach those kids what the political systems are like. We may not necessarily agree with the provincial and federal systems, but they need to understand how it works. And understanding how it works gives you a better idea how to fix the problems. So again, I just want to close by saying you need experience. You need experience in council in order to be chief. You need to know that and understand the issues that our people face on a daily basis. You need to understand the difficulties there are in trying to work with the federal and provincial governments and trying to get housing and land and social services and health issues. You need that experience. You can't expect to come in here green. And run our community. Meat just want to remind you to vote wisely, vote for experience. Put your X beside Duncan, Malcolm, and Shannon. I'm happy, love you all.